So this past week, Wealthsimple Cash had a pretty sweet deal for those people who lived in the Kitchener-Waterloo area. If you signed up with a code, you could get $50 for signing up, as well as there were a bunch of coffee pubs and bubble tea shops that were offering free drinks if you had the Wealthsimple Cash app. So I hit up all 3 bubble tea stores in KW and got 3 free bubble teas, which is roughly about, let's say, $18 worth of value. Now, I already had Wealthsimple Cash, so I didn't get the $50 sign-up bonus, but the amount of people that signed up over this past week was probably in the matter of thousands to maybe tens of thousands. Now, if we think of all the sign-up bonuses that we've gotten from Wealthsimple, how much money have they actually spent on marketing? Can they really afford to pay out $50 per user? Because right now for Wealthsimple Cash, if a friend refers you, they get $25 as well as you get $25. So Wealthsimple is paying roughly, let's say, $50 per user. Now, if we look at the latest round of financing, Wealthsimple states that they have over 2 million users. So could they really pay out $50 to 2 million users? And on top of that, we're not even counting the amount of free promos that they're giving out, like at bubble tea shops or coffee pubs. So that's an additional $18 for myself. But let's just take the simple calculation of every user that they acquired cost them $50 initially. How much money would that be? Well, I guess the math here is fairly simple. Let's assume that they have actually 3 million users to be conservative, and they pay about $50 per user. Obviously, those who signed up earlier, they got less money because I think the bonus was $10 before. And for Wealthsimple Trade, the bonus used to be $5, and then it was $10, and now you get free stocks. But I guess if you use my promo code, you can get $25 for signing up for Wealthsimple Trade, and you want to sign up for Wealthsimple Cash, you can just find my referral link down below as well. So for 3 million users, $50 each, that's a total of $150 million spent on acquiring customers so far. Now, the question that the guy behind me in the line at the bubble tea store was asking is, how does Wealthsimple fund all this? Well, if we look at some of the latest rounds of financing at Wealthsimple, in May this year, they raised $750 million. So right off the bat, Wealthsimple could easily have funded this customer acquisition cost of $150 million. And if we look at the previous raise, they actually raised around $150 million. And there was an article on moneysense.com stating that around last year in fall, they had about 175,000 users. Now, we know the amount they've raised could easily cover this customer acquisition cost, but the question is, why are they paying so much for customers? Well, if you look at Wealthsimple, just looking at the interface and who they're targeting as customers, really you can see they're targeting younger people who don't have as much money right now. And if they're targeting younger people, we're talking about people in their 20s and their 30s. Now, these people aren't always going to stay poor forever. Of course, maybe now they only have $2,000 saved up, but if you think 30 years down the road, if they stick with Wealthsimple, their portfolios are going to grow and grow until it becomes a $1 million portfolio, $2 million, or even $5 million if they continue to stay invested in the markets. So Wealthsimple is playing the long game here. Sure, it costs them about $50 to get you now, but if they can keep you for 30 years and have you continue trading on their platform, then the amount of money that they'll make off of you in the long run is going to be way more than $50. In a previous video, I've outlined how Wealthsimple actually makes their money and how it's not exactly free. And I'll link that video in the description down below, as well as at the end of this video if you're interested in that. And if we look in all of Canada, Wealthsimple is one of a kind right now. There's no other platform out there that gives you $0 commission fees for trading. The closest we have is Questrade, where it's like $4.95 plus some other small fees for each trade. Now, there is supposedly other companies working on zero commission fee trading, and one of these is Mogo. But the platform is not yet available and it's coming out later on this year. Now, those of you guys who've been following my channel or using Wealthsimple Trade or just the whole Wealthsimple ecosystem, and you guys are like, this is such a great company. How do I invest in it? Well, the simple answer is you can't yet buy their stock because it's not publicly traded. However, there is a publicly traded company that owns about 40 to 50% of Wealthsimple, and that company is PowerCorp Canada. And if you guys have been watching my Monday series, I've been buying into PowerCorp Canada and still believe it's undervalued. If we look at the net asset value of PowerCorp Canada, it currently sits around 45 based on their last calculation. And PowerCorp Canada is like a holding company. Essentially, they own parts of a bunch of different companies as well as some private companies. And each share that you own of PowerCorp Canada is entitled to a certain portion of each of the companies that they own. So what made me so excited about PowerCorp Canada is A, their Wealthsimple investment, and they are a significant stakeholder in that, and B, the fact that they also pay out a nice juicy dividend of just over 4%, and C, the fact that they're currently trading under the net asset value. If you guys haven't been watching news recently, you'll notice that Robinhood IPO'd and they're roughly worth around $55 billion as of when I'm filming this. Now, Wealthsimple trade, I don't think they're going to get the same valuation. Currently, they're worth about $5 billion as of their latest round of financing, but I can imagine when they IPO, they'll probably be sitting around 15 to maybe $20 billion. And that might happen in the next year or two because the company is getting quite big. And if we look at the market cap of Bankrupt Canada, it sits at $25 billion today. They currently own about half of Wealthsimple, so that means their Wealthsimple investment alone is about $2.5 billion. Now, if Wealthsimple goes public and ends up being about $15 billion, then that investment goes from $2.5 billion to about $7.5 billion, or roughly 1/4 of Bankrupt Canada. So we should see Bankrupt Canada go up dramatically in value as Wealthsimple continues to increase its dominance in Canada and works towards its IPO. And that's one of the main reasons why I invested in Bankrupt Canada, for their investment in Wealthsimple. Now, if you guys aren't yet invested in the stock market, then consider signing up for Wealthsimple Trade today or sign up for the Wealthsimple Cash. If you sign up for both of these, you can get a total of $50 for free. And if you want to find a way to invest in Wealthsimple before the IPO, then consider looking at Bankrupt Canada. I've got 2 videos that I'm going to throw up on the screen. If you're interested in those, you can check them out. If you're there, I'll see you there. If not, keep up the grind and have a great day.